What's up, y'all? What's good? Welcome to the What Up Though Show. It's your boy Dame D, and I am back with another one. Today we're just going to be chopping it up with BJ3. We're going to be talking about how um how his trip was to the fight Saturday, how his experience was watching the Terrance Crawford Canelo fight. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go on ahead and turn the floor over to BJ3. Let him I'll let you cordially introduce yourself to the show. Then we'll go on ahead from there.
Yeah, cool. I appreciate it. Thanks for allowing me on the show. BJ3, you know, man of many talents. I'm in
You
back
know what? I got to turn this damn banner up. I still got the damn banner up here
from
of
the
the
game.
damn Lions game. All right, we good.
Yeah. Had a good
Okay.
time, man. I had a good time. Had a good time, man. This weekend was it was exciting. It was exciting.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. So first and foremost, I want to give my congratulations to Terrance Crawford, for winning the super middleweight championship of the world. He did a spectacular job. A lot of people doubted him, been doubting him for years. And he finally get rid of all the doubters. You know what? You know what I mean? There's nothing else for him to, to prove to anyone. Um, he's now won three championships in three different weight divisions. He's put himself in a class of his own, I should say. So BJ3, give me your thoughts, give me your opinion. On Bud's victory. Let everybody know what you thought, how he looked, how Canelo looked, and just overall give everybody um, a taste of how it was down there in Vegas for the fight.
Um, it was so it's Mexicans Independence Day, or weekend. So it was definitely a pro Canelo crowd. I couldn't find any hats or shirts with just Bud on it, TBC or something. Everything either
Right.
had both of them, or Canelo had everything for Canelo: the headband, the wraps, the keychains, all kind of stuff. So yeah, man, it was a pretty good atmosphere, man. I was just, you don't never want to go to the fight, not be in the fight. You know what I'm saying? So you're never trying to go and be dealing with no stupid stuff. We had one guy that was literally right behind us. I say about 3 rows, 3 rows behind us. He was talking crazy through
Is he
all
a
of the
Canelo
fight.
fan?
He was a Canelo fan, and
Okay.
so it was three fights before the main event. By the time we got there, anyway,
Right.
so we got there for the TV time, right? So all the same ones you saw, that I saw those. I saw those too. And every fight, it was a Mexican fighting in an opponent on the undercard, and dude, man, he was fussing and cussing and talking all kind of craziness with every pre-fight, right? So
Right.
I'm like, man, what I'm saying? Like, I ain't really in the mood, but what I'm saying, it is what it is. Hopefully he don't say nothing stupid. That's all I was just hoping, because it was a black guy that fought Martinez, and I was going for Martinez because that was Bud's one of his sparring partners, and Bomac trained
Right.
him. I seen that. I watched the fight.
Which Martinez lost that fight, but that was a good fight,
It was a
I
draw.
believe.
It was a draw. It
Yeah,
was a
it was a
draw.
draw. Okay, you know what? You're right. Okay, and that's what I was telling to Montez, because Montez's son did the show with me. And I told him, I said, because he won the last 4 rounds to be able to come back to make it a draw. And that's
Yeah,
what I said. I said, there's no way. And I actually called it. I said, it's either going to be a draw, and I forget what I said. I have to go back and watch it, but that was a great fight. The fight
man.
before that was the best fight. I forget what the fighter's name, but um, they went. I believe they went 12 rounds, but that the Martinez. Oh, you know what? No, hold on. I may be confused. Now I'm thinking about. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
you
thinking
mixing
about?
up. You mixing up Vargas. You mixing up Vargas fight.
Yeah, I'm missing the Vargas and the Martinez up,
So yeah, Vargas fought. He fought right before the main event, and he
which he
lost.
lost. Yeah, he
He
lost.
lost,
That's the fight that. Yeah, he definitely lost. Now,
and then the fight
was that the Vargas that fought De La Hoya and all them? Was that his dad?
that was his dad. The
He
one
looked
that
it different. I saw him in there, but he did not
yeah.
look. He looked it totally
Hey,
different.
hey. It's 25 years later. You
Yeah, no,
know, he
it is, but he just didn't
he
look the
rich.
same.
He rich, so he ain't running around and doing road work. His son doing that. So yeah,
Yeah,
Serena said
that's
the same
true.
thing. Hey, he looked different because we ain't seen him. You know what I'm saying? You ain't seen him.
Yeah, it's probably been at least 20 years, and you're right about that.
Yeah,
Because I'm like, hold on, I'm like, is that the Vargas? Because I was a Vargas fan.
yeah. I liked it
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, man, it was good, man. It was oh, so my man that was making all the racial search. So the black dude that did fight, he was from Canada. So he was like, oh, F Canada, and we eat those, and he was just saying a lot of stuff about Canadians, right? So he didn't
Right.
make it racial then, but then there was an Irish guy that fought it was either yeah, the Irish guy fought Vargas, and he was saying stuff, oh, we're gonna make it a race war, and I'm like, man, right, you know what I'm saying. So then the first fight was a guy named it was a guy from Saudi over in the Middle East fighting a Latino named Crawford, and man, the Arab guy spanked him. Anyway, he was saying all kind of racial stuff then. So anyway, long story short, I guess I gave you the long version of it. By the time it got to the main event, he was asleep. he had drunk himself. He had drunk himself to sleep.
Right. To sleep.
So
Yeah.
man,
Say sleep like a
so
baby.
I ain't even have to hit nothing. I'm like, all right, cool. God worked that out. So yeah,
Yeah.
man, it was a good experience, man. Like um, I go to fights. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, like I got 200 level seats. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm gonna be where I normally be, type of thing. But
Right.
man, this arena was a football arena. I mean, Allegiant, and they said it was 70,500 people there, and T-Mobile and all them arenas that I'm used to seeing the fights at, the MGM, whatever. Those arenas are 15 to 30,000 seats. So
Right.
literally, it don't matter where you sit, you have a good view, of the ring. This arena, is a football arena and it's huge. So it was a lot different. I'm like, okay, I got to make sure my seats are a little closer in this arena because it's set up for
Right.
football.
Which
Football.
which they had the Monday night football game there today. I was
Did they?
watching the Raiders. So yeah.
Okay, we
Yeah.
saw a lot of. We left. We just got back today, man. I wonder so many
Okay.
people was running around with Raider gear on. It was a game today. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Monday night football game today. Yeah. Which I believe last I looked, they were down and they may have lost. I didn't see the final score, but but yeah, man. That arena was humongous. It was a perfect spot to hold an
Man,
event like that. You know,
yeah,
um, it wasn't probably shouldn't have been overcrowded. You guys should have plenty of space.
they said
Um,
standing room only. They said sold out crowd, standing room only.
oh
Yeah,
wow, yeah. So well, that was a perfect event to have that place. I mean, to have that event in, I should say.
yeah,
But yeah, man, it was a great fight. I enjoyed the undercard. I enjoyed the I believe may have been the first fight where them boys was uh, 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 struggling. I mean, when they was basically, from the beginning, first round to the end, slugging it out. And I forget
yeah,
their names, but it was a
yeah,
fight fest, bro.
yeah,
It was a really, really good fight. And I'll have to look it up, but yeah, all the prelims were really good. I was entertained, all the way up until the main event. But like I said, the one fight that I really enjoyed these guys from round one, and it was a black guy. It was the one black guy who was actually the champion. He was from Canada. That would have been the guy you was talking about that was drunk.
That's who it was. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah. Well, that fight right there, that was an awesome fight. They slugged it out, and this is what I said. I said they will not, and they said I said they cannot keep the pace up. They will not be able to keep up this pace. They kept that same pace up for 12 rounds, BJ3. Yes, the whole fight. Give me your analysis on that, man. I said both of those guys were in excellent shape.
Yes. So I'm trying to pull it up so I can say his name was Christian and Billy, and then Lester Martinez.
Yeah, Billy. I knew Billy was the champion.
So they well, I'm not sure what kind of belt it is. I did see that too. But see
I think they were 68. They were at super middleweight.
They were super middleweight, but it was a 10-round fight.
Right.
And Canelo was undisputed champ in that weight class. That's 168. It's the same weight class. So what kind of belt is that? But anyway, my point is Martinez was one of Bud's sparring partners. So
right.
I wanted to make sure that I got there to see him because I'm like, if I want to see how he fights, so I'll know who Bud been fighting leading up to this fight. And when I saw that fight, I'm like, "Ooh, this who Bud been fighting, sparring, leading up to this fight. Then he gonna be ready. He'll be ready for some fight."
Yeah, because old boy was tough. I liked his skills. I'm like, one of these guys are going to give up, and I'm like, the first person gives up is going to get knocked out.
Right.
I enjoyed that fight. There definitely should be a second fight to that fight. Those guys, they set the tone for the night.
Yeah, they were both undefeated too.
So exactly, and you know what, and that's why I said it's going to be a draw. I said because both of these guys are undefeated and neither one really deserves to lose. And then this is what I said. I said, "Oh boy, really didn't put the champion on his ass." And I have a motto: you can't beat a champion unless you at least put him on his ass, and that didn't happen. But oh boy, he deserved to have that draw. It was a great fight. He didn't deserve to lose he didn't deserve to lose his undefeated record, I should say.
Right.
Yeah. So it was a great fight. I would love to see that fight again, but you know what I mean? I don't think, and I'm not going to say Bud wouldn't not be able to compete with these guys or nothing like that, but I can't see Bud stand up in that 68 division, mixing it up with younger guys like that, because I'm not saying Bud can't do it, but Bud's up in age.
Man, who do you say that at 168 that can beat Bud? Who at 168 can beat Bud?
I mean, those two guys that just fought. I'm not saying that they couldn't beat Bud, but it would be a great test at 68, the champion. He would put more pressure on Bud than Canelo would. It looked what he looked like Saturday.
Okay. Those guys
he put a lot of pressure on, and I hate to keep saying "oh boy" because I can't remember his name, but he put a lot of pressure on that Mexican. Christian, okay.
He just kept coming. He did. He kept coming forward. Now tell me what fighter keeps coming forward, throwing mean haymakers. Who does that? What kind of fighter? Who does that?
I mean, I already know what you're probably trying to say,
Canelo.
But
I'm just saying, like, if he just did what he did to Canelo, then who else?
Yeah, but see, the thing is, I don't think Canelo was as busy as I can't pronounce his name. The champion again, Blinky or whatever.
He maybe, but when you getting hit, the reason Canelo wasn't as busy is when you throw a jab, and because Canelo didn't throw jabs, he just threw a mean right.
He was just throwing lounging hooks. That was it.
he'd throw the left hook to the body, real hard,
Right.
boom or boom. It was either over that way or down that way, and you throw your shot, and before your hand comes back, you get hit 2 or 3 times. Bing, 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 bing.
Yeah, because really
Then
the
you
only
get
thing, but and I agree with you, Bud, was just catching them and shooting right back. That's it, or knocking them down and shooting right back.
combinations. So you don't want to. You're
Yeah.
not going to keep throwing too many shots out there, knowing that it's a chance I may take 2 or 3 shots for my one shot, and he blocking my shot. Man, Buzz, you could tell that it wasn't like he studied him. Like he would do something and then put his guard up before Canelo threw the shot. It was like he was waiting. He would do something and make Canelo react a certain way, and his hand would already be up waiting for the shot. I said, man, this is
Yeah,
crazy.
he was anticipating a counter back from Canelo. Right.
Just waiting on it, just already in position. Like, boop, okay, he gonna do this, and then he made his moves. I said, man, it was like watching art.
Yeah, listen, he got out. Listen,
Picasso.
Bud outboxed out. He basically did what Canelo did. He outboxed Canelo. He outsmarted him. He beat him at his own game, I should say. Um, and Bud even said, tonight he was just a better fighter. And it showed that night. Bud had everything. His trainers, his corner actually was excellent. They told him everything to do. He followed directions. And he didn't even need the corner, because he was just out there just doing, everything perfect, So he followed the guidelines and went out there and get that W. You know what I mean? Frustrated Canelo, because you can see what Canelo was putting his head down, like, things like that. I actually thought he was going to quit the way he was looking at one point.
I wanted Bud to get on him more to make him quit, but it would have been risky, unnecessary risk. He was beating.
Yeah,
him
he didn't
by
need to get in there and fight it out, because that's what Canelo really probably wanted, for
all
Bud to
the
get
only
in there and
chance he
slug it
had.
out.
That's the only chance he had to win. Is Bud
Yeah,
still.
exactly. So why get in there and fight Canelo's fight?
Yeah. It was a good one, man. It was a good one.
Yeah. So so that's pretty much, man. I pretty much don't have anything else to add on that. It was definitely a great fight, man. A great
Oh,
undercard. No one should be able to complain about that. Canelo bowed down. He gave Crawford all the credit for winning the fight. He didn't complain. And that's what it's about. So my final last question to this topic. Do you think Canelo will reactivate the instant
rematch clause.
rematch clause? Yes.
Um, you know what? Canelo is smart, right? And picking people, and he didn't really want to give Bud a shot. If you check tapes from a year and a half ago when they first started talking about it a year ago, um, he was shooting it down. Oh, he this, he that. He didn't do this, he didn't do that. And then when it became a reality, it was because of that turkey money, that sheik money.
Right.
Once them kind of offers were presented, then it was like, you know what? Bump it. I'll do it. So I'm saying that to say he didn't give Bivol a shot. And Bivol was like, I'll come back, I'll do the rematch, and I'll lose the weight. So I'll be at a disadvantage. I'll come fight you for your belts at 168. And he was like, nah. Because he knew that he couldn't do nothing with Bivol. So
I'll come fight you.
he will probably say no unless they make him another offer he can't refuse. And this time Bud will be close to the same type of money for the rematch. But I think that if Turkey want to see it, then it'll happen. That's my answer.
Okay.
Because I don't think
All right. Well,
that Canelo
and
wants
I think Canelo fans will definitely want to see this fight. You know what I mean?
to. Do you?
My question is, or my question was, do you think Canelo wants this fight again?
No.
Because the fans probably would want to see it again, and I'm quite sure Bud, because he even hinted to that, he was like, well, it ain't on me, I would, it's open for me, Bud would definitely, want to fight again, because it was a great money fight for him,
Yeah. I said, and so
pretty
to
much
answer your
easy
question,
fight.
yeah. To answer your question, you asked about Canelo. I say no, he wouldn't want to, but the
Right.
money would probably make him do it. Because I mean, when it comes down to it, it's a job. It's a
Yeah,
job. It's
and
a
that's what
job.
it all boils down to at the end of the day is the money. I
Yeah.
think the money, I don't think Canelo probably wants to fight him again, after that fight, because it's pretty much it's not a good matchup for him, but the money will, bring him back to that fight, so
I think
before,
it'll be.
but before we end the show, I do want to ask you a question about this Tank Davis um what's his name? This exhibition we got coming up with him and okay, you already got it. Yeah, and Jake Paul. Okay, were those the magazines that you said that they were putting in the seats?
Every seat had one. So when the fight was over, we went and took our pictures, and I just grabbed one or two, and then I'm looking. I'm like,
I was gonna say, man, I would have been grabbing all type of magazines. Did you grab
it was
about 5
books.
of
It was books
them?
everywhere, and
Right, I
surrounding.
know it
There's
was.
another one. There's another one. There's another one. We had a little clear bag. I filled it up. I
Right.
filled it up with
Okay,
books.
I need
You'll
one.
see
I
it.
need one so I can put down here in the studio.
I got you. It was so
Okay.
many. It was so many books left behind. I'm like, I can't. I can't put no more in the
Right.
bag. The bag.
Exactly.
It was heavy.
Hmm.
So it was people didn't
That's
even
what's
realize.
up.
So the next day, I looked up the book ring. Canelo, Crawford ring, the ring book. Uh, People had sold it on eBay for like 20 bucks, 20 25 something like
Oh
that.
wow.
So I'm like, damn, already the next day. So people didn't even realize they didn't even know what it was. It was just
Right.
in plastic. Man, it was crazy. They had the little they had wristbands at every seat. When you get to your seat in your cup holder, it was a wristband that you put on, locked on, and all the lights that was happening was from the wristbands.
Oh
So that was
wow.
like, so that
That was
was
awesome.
it was just synced to your area and it did whatever it was going to do. Just lit up when it lit up when it was supposed to, and then
Right.
like I said, then the I should have brought it out. My bad. I didn't think about it till we was ending the show, but yeah. So the book came with a full size poster in it. Not full size.
Mm.
I say 8.5, but with this. It's the same picture, but
Okay.
it's the poster. Uh,
That's awesome. So they gave
nice.
so they gave you guys some pretty good gifts.
Yeah, to sheep,
Um,
man.
yeah,
Money ain't a thing, for real, for real. Like he putting on shows. He putting on shows. It ain't about recouping the money. It's about putting on the
right.
show.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
about putting on a show, giving the people what they want.
entertainment. Yeah. So yeah, man, it was
Exactly.
dope. It was dope, man. It was dope. It was dope. I talked
Well,
to
look,
Bernie too.
man. Hey, you say that again, BJ3?
I said I talked to Bernie the boxer too.
Okay.
I was trying to see what they was doing. If they was going to a club or something. We like they probably got some chic stuff popping off, not no regular
Right.
type. Like, hey, we about to do the press conference. I'm gonna call you back afterwards. I knew he was done for the
Well,
night.
by now he should remember your face. Did he remember you from the last
Yeah,
fight?
yeah. We've had
Right.
I've met with him a couple times. So
Okay, that's what's up.
yeah, on some business stuff. So you know what I'm saying. So
That's cool. That's cool.
yeah,
Yeah, man. That's what it's all about, man. Hey, listen, I want to thank you for being our Vegas correspondent.
yeah,
We definitely put some of the things that you sent us out, and they actually did great. On the show. So I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for everything that you did leading up to the fight. For coming on the show, giving us your opinions, your thoughts. And
yeah.
then even tonight. So. Give us your last thoughts, BJ. Let everybody know what you got going on.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you. Appreciate you. And it's my pleasure. Anything to help, let me know. But yeah, man, my last thoughts is it was one of those fights that we'll be talking about uh, for ages. You know what I'm saying? He's on my. I got Ali, then Bud, then Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? That's my order. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, you know what? Listen, you can't go wrong with that lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, and you know, I've become a Bud fan. So you got three of my, you know, top guys on there, you know, and I'm not gonna hate, you know, I'm an Earl Spence fan, but you know, I've come to, you know, I'm a boxing fan at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I see greatness when I see it. You know, I recognize it. You know, and he deserves every accolade that he's been getting. You know, he deserves whatever comes his way. You know, because he's definitely put boxing back on the map, man. He's listen. Let me say this: he's definitely the face of boxing right now.
Right. Yep. Yep. And
What do
his
you have to say
accolades.
about that? What you call Crawford the face of boxing right now?
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. He's
But
definitely.
yeah, man, you know, yeah,
So here, let me say this too. He
yep. So with that top three, man, you can't go wrong. All day long. Go ahead, BJ3.
So I want to say he is 3-time undisputed, 3 different weight classes, and he's
Right,
had belts
right.
in 4 different weight divisions.
Weight class. Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. You know, and they talked about that after the fight. He's in a league of his own, and he's done something that only two other fighters has ever done, you know, and he's done something that no one has ever
yeah,
done when he won that fight that night, you know. So he's definitely a Hall of Famer, man. You know, he's definitely wrote his own ticket. You know, now he can write his own check going forward. Now, you know, and he deserves every accolade. He deserves everything that's coming his way. You know, because he did it the right way. You know, he was patient. You know, he didn't talk shit. You know, because like I said, I really didn't even know who he was 4 years ago.
right.
You know,
Yeah,
and
I
that's
was, I was, I was
crazy.
rocking with him. I was rocking
Yeah.
with him.
So, and I'm gonna be real on that. I didn't, you know, because like I said, I was a big Earl. I knew who he was. I just didn't know who he was. Put it that way.
Right,
Yep.
right. Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
BJ3, I'm gonna go ahead and end the show. Like I said, let everybody know what you got going on and where they can reach you.
Man, check me out, man. You know, check me out. Just hit me on the cell phone, 773-398-5658. I do a generational wealth and set you up for success. You know what I'm saying? Retirement planning, college planning, things of that nature. Yeah.
There we go. Well, you heard him again. You know, like I said, I want to thank you again, BJ3, for coming on the show. It's always a pleasure when you come on the show, giving us your knowledge on the boxing game. You know, and then make sure you guys get in contact with BJ3. You know, if you need a financial planner, life insurance, you know, or just anything, you know, that's dealing with insurance or, you know, dealing with money, you know, definitely make sure you get in contact with him. You know, he's a professional. He's on the show frequently, you know, so definitely check him out. You know, I don't have anything else to add. If you do, BJ3, go ahead and add it. If not, we can
That's
go
it.
ahead and close out.
That's it,
Okay, well,
man.
it's your boy Dame D. It's been another one, and we are out.
Peace.
Peace.